laboratories. Most monkeys used in such experiments come from the wild and have been bought from UK dealers. A wild monkey costs around £600. Animals bred in captivity would cost laboratories almost 3 times as much. At Hazelton Research Centre, a leading UK laboratory, a BUAV investigator uncovered disturbing evidence of captive-bred monkeys brought from the Philippines and China. These undercover pictures show monkeys being used in forced inhalation studies. The animals are restrained in a perspex chair. They cannot move, and their breathing is controlled through a mask. Not surprisingly, the monkeys struggle to escape.
Another experiment, for example, is testing anti-blood clotting drugs in monkeys, where the monkey's arms were cut several times in the subsequent 6 hours. One of the animals became very sick and distressed, and after 3 hours had to be put down, and the post-mortem showed that it had hemorrhaged massively into the abdomen. Our investigator also saw monkeys being beaten and slapped and taunted.
This pitiful sight shows the reality of monkey vivisection in the United Kingdom. The animal was killed because it so obviously bore the signs of its suffering. It was found that the monkey's esophagus had been ruptured by a tube being repeatedly forced down its throat during the experiment. Macaque monkeys also make their way from British dealers to other European laboratories. Here at the University of Navarra Medical School, animals are used which have been captured in Indonesia and shipped to Spain via the United Kingdom. This experiment is based on work done earlier by researchers at Manchester University. A crude version of Parkinson's disease has been deliberately inflicted on these monkeys. In Britain, the Home Office would officially describe this as treatment of substantial severity. No painkillers are used, and the treatment drastically alters the animal's normal behavior. The monkey's coordination has been damaged so that their limbs shake uncontrollably. Just walking around a bare metal cage is clearly very painful. In the UK, one especially disturbing project at the Clinical Research Centre uses baboons.
The baboons are fitted up with monitoring equipment, which includes wires being tunnelled under the skin and electrodes being placed on the brain and screwed into their eyebrow bones. And then they're put into a pressure chamber to simulate the stresses of deep-sea diving, and there they're exposed to enormous pressures for periods as long as 8 days. And some of the symptoms that they've suffered in those chambers include muscle tremors, convulsions and vomiting.
Other experiments on monkeys include dental, transplant and reproductive work, vaccine testing, and the testing of medical and agricultural products for poisons. These are sociable and intelligent animals. We must do something urgently to end this cruel trade in primates for research. The suffering must be brought to an end now. This can only be achieved by banning the export of wild and captive-bred monkeys from Southeast Asia and elsewhere. Failure may well play a part in bringing about the extinction of these creatures. Primates must be given real protection from the abuses of this brutal trade and the suffering inflicted by laboratory experiments. Please help the British Union for the Abolition of Vivisection campaign now, before it's too late.